Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to the Really Long Walk. Now, before I get started good, let me do just a little bit of a public service announcement. For you YouTubers out there, I would always recommend you check check the video, make sure it's working before you record. You know, make sure there's no problem with your microphone or that you forgot to turn on fraps before before even recording. So yeah, just make sure to do that because I loaded up the game. Yeah, I was getting ready to record. I was like, you know what? I need to test it. So wait a second. Did it even turn on fraps? And I had not done that, so I could have truly been talking to myself for a while. I hear enough of myself anyway, so I'm glad that's not the case. I'm glad that I get to subject you guys to me. Wait, I think I said that right. Did I say that right? Somebody tell me if I said that right. I don't know if I said it right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that chicken I heard? That scared me, man. I thought something was going to try to kill me. Killer chickens. Gotta be wary of chickens. They will strike. You know. You know. Exactly the words that I said there. But anyway. Yeah, I've said it before. Just a little tidbit here. Hopefully my commentary will be on point. Today, tonight, whenever I'm recording this. When am I recording this? It's almost 3 in the morning. Of course it is. When else would I record a video game? But anyway, yesterday was another blip day. I didn't record any, so I do apologize. I didn't put one out on Friday as I would have normally. Hopefully my commentary is on point because I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather. But like I've said many times now, I ain't gonna let that stop me. So, again, I apologize. Perhaps it would be best if I were to give in and not be stubborn for all, but oh well. I am enjoying this walk to the edge of the world. We're at 126.52. Well, 5:30 now. 5:40. Well, we are speeding like a bullet there. The last episode was a bit awkward though with the with the commentary for kind of the same reasons. I don't know, for some reason that day I just wasn't in commentary mood, I guess. But I've got stuff to talk about now. Hopefully this plan works. People have given me things to talk about. So I guess I'll go ahead and start off. Trav or Travie, Travie01. He's been watching me for a while. I think he started watching me because of Minecraft Bingo. Well, which by the way, I'm probably not gonna be doing any more Minecraft Bingo for a while, since we're gonna be starting a server up pretty soon. I'm feeling that this cat is gonna start squalling because my door is closed. I better open it for her. I shall return in just a moment. Ow, 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 ow. It's cool. Totally didn't just trip over the chair there. It's fine. I'm a professional. I don't trip over things and be looked at weird by cats. Okay, she left. I'm gonna make sure we have some peace here. Yep, if I were a true professional, I would edit that out. I did avoid the chair there, so that time. Anyway, Trav asked me about the size of the world, and the at the moment it is 800 and oh, good grief. Oh well, you know what? It won't hurt. 818. I had the oh, there's a spider in there. I tried to remember that and forgot it. So I think it was 814 if I remember right. I guess I was remembering pretty close. So we just walked 4 megabytes, everybody. That's what 4 megabytes of Minecraft look like. He also asked how much between episodes and does it increase, and I'd say between 20 to 40. I was going through them and looking. Of course, there's different length episodes. Sometimes I'm not in as much of a rambling mood, and they're not quite so long, and sometimes I just yak away for 30, 40 minutes, so of course the growth is bigger then. Wait, what? Okay, that's a really weird sentence that I just said. The growth is bigger then. Hopefully you guys knew that I was still talking about the length of the episode. Oh, I did forget to mention we're Minecraft Beta 1.6.6. Next episode, we're going to 1.7. We're going to stay there for 2 or 3 months. I think 1.7 will be a month. 1.7.1 might be a month. Maybe 4 months. 1.7's will probably be more stable. So, yeah. Yeah, that's how big the file size is. Sorry, I just randomly thought, oh yeah, I meant to have mentioned that at the beginning, but you didn't. A true professional. I am not. Yeah, had to finish that sentence. Yeah, the file sizes are why it will be very tough to be able to do this on a server, because it will be massive as time goes on. Yeah, we're already at almost a gig in less than 3 months. And that's with me recording these somewhat irregularly. You know, I've missed several days actually. Every other day, at this point, probably would have over 40 episodes, but only this is episode 32, so yeah, I missed 8 episodes. That would put it at about 1 gig, so a gig every 3 months. And it's a long way to the edge of the world, so by the time I get there, ooh, I thought I was going to take damage. It will be probably well over 100 gigs. You know, of course, by then, we'll probably have quadruple-byte size hard drives. I'm not sure what the... Actually, I'm sure what is the next thing up from terabyte? I'm not sure. But by then, you know, file size won't be quite as big an issue, though, I'm sure. It's funny to think about file size. Have I talked about this, or have I thought about talking about this? I I can't remember which one. I think I've only thought about talking about this for whatever reason during an episode, but I remember my first computer, it had less than 1 gigabyte. And then, maybe I did talk about this, I can't remember. Crap. You guys can tell me if I've talked about it before. Yeah, the first computer I had 1 gig of space, and that was maybe in the mid-90s. Is it the mid-90s? Oh. Was it mid-90s? About 15... Was it 15 years? It was about 15, 16 years ago, so no, it wasn't in the mid-90s. It was kind of late 90s, I think. Yeah, it was the late 90s. Okay. Good grief. I have a horrible time keeping track of time. Thankfully, I can keep up with the definition of it for the most part. Then, a few years later, got one that had 40 gigs. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger. And then, you know, of course, I filled that up because I play a lot of video games. And eventually got one that was, I think it had 350 gigs, and I was like, wow. And now the one I have, you know, has over a terabyte of space. And I have a 1 terabyte external drive that I use to keep some backups of stuff, which is probably not a good idea. Probably not the most secure way to do it, but I do have a copy in 2 places, so that's good. Yeah, it's weird how in just 16 years sizes have just, man, I really hope it doesn't sound like I'm talking about something dirty. Probably not. It probably don't sound like that at all. I'm probably the dirty-minded one. But over the last year, sizes have really increased a lot. Yeah, maybe that didn't sound too dirty. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much this will actually take up on the computer that I might actually finish the journey on. If I finish the journey, of course. I could kick the bucket before then. That's always a possibility. Kicking the bucket is unfortunately always a possibility. But hopefully it will not happen before I do this. Wow. What an awkward trail of a conversation there. Start talking about stuff like file size and storage space and ending on death. Not that, I mean, of course, not that people, you know, would use those tones to talk about file size and those sorts of things. I don't think so. I guess there are people that might do that, but I'm not one of. Maybe folks who are way more into electronics than I am would talk about them like that. Ooh, that freaks me out when I press shift in a bed. I need to see if that actually works in the. Never actually pressed shift in a bed in modern Minecraft. Wonder what does happen. But anyway, yeah, that's the file size. 818 megabytes. Will be much bigger by the time this is done. Chris, aka Tonic, asks, What's my favorite episode of Dragon Ball? Aw. There's a spider spawner around there somewhere, but I was kind of thinking it'd be cool if I hit the sand and suddenly I'll collapse in and I could see exactly where I was. Not the case. So I'm moving on along, and the cat is squalling out in the hallway. She wanted out. Now she wants back in, or she wants attention. Who knows? Who knows with her? She just tried to tell me something, but yeah. Let's get a little bit more dirt. Alright, but yeah. Guess what my favorite episode of Dragon Ball was? You know, it's easier when the cat distracts me in other games because the other games are supplying the thing in its more reactionary commentary. Minecraft is kind of hard to commentate over because you have to make it not just Minecraft. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? But anyway, yeah, my favorite episode of Dragon Ball. Well, Dragon Ball was the first anime that I watched. I actually didn't get into Dragon Ball until I was an adult. Some of my coworkers were talking about it. Or, well, mostly one of my coworkers were talking about it and talking about how cool it was, and he let me borrow some VHSs. I watched some of it, and yeah, I was like, okay, cool. So I eventually got caught up with it and started with the original Dragon Ball, and then watched Dragon Ball Z. And when I was watching the original Dragon Ball, I had actually watched it when I was a kid. I didn't even know. Back when I was a kid on Channel 4, I think it was CBS at the time, they would have Dragon Ball in the morning. That was when he was like a young kid, and I remembered watching it. Couldn't remember a lot, but I could remember, like the pig. He was definitely familiar to me. Oolong? Yeah, that's his name. And of course Goku, Bulma. I remember them some. I didn't remember everything that happened, but I did remember watching it. So it actually is technically the first anime I ever watched before I even knew what anime was. It was the first anime that I actually got into as well. My friend Corey had tried to get me into anime before, and well, he oh my gosh, that cat is so dejected out there. Nobody loves her because she can't come in this room at this exact moment. How sad. Minecraft knows how sad it is. Just making sure she has a sad song during it. But yeah, my friend Corey tried to get me into anime, but he has some good taste in anime, but he probably picked the wrong ones to try to get someone into it. Remember, he tried to get me to watch an anime movie called X or something, and I was so confused and everything. So I will take that back. I think I had watched Outlaw Star because of Corey. Before I watched Dragon Ball, though. Yeah. I think I did. Yeah, I did. that's actually pretty good. Outlaw Star is a pretty good anime. And I did actually enjoy it when I watched it. Though I didn't understand it great, I enjoyed it well enough. And I watched it again later and really enjoyed it. So after I was more into anime. Um, yeah, Dragon Ball is mostly the first anime I've watched. I really don't know of a specific episode because I have a horrible memory. I do definitely have to say I like the Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball series. For those who don't know, Dragon Ball is kind of divided up into 3 different series. There's Dragon Ball, which is about this kid called Goku who's trying to become an awesome fighter. It's about him as a kid. And then there's Dragon Ball Z. And that takes place because there was a break in the comics, from what I understand. Because all this is based on the Dragon Ball manga or comic over in Japan. And there was a space of years where, Dragon Ball ends with Goku getting married and becoming an adult. And Dragon Ball Z picks up where, well, he's got a kid now. And his kid, well, you don't have to watch very much of Dragon Ball to know that Goku's not exactly normal. He's not a normal human being, if you could call him a human being, and spoiler alert, possibly not. There might be a reason why he is so powerful. And most people, they like the Dragon Ball Z because I think it was when they got into Dragon Ball. Oh, just bit my tongue. Ow. I think it's when they got into Dragon Ball. Was during watching Dragon Ball Z. But since I started at the beginning, I really like Dragon Ball. Oh, and Dragon Ball GT, which takes place well after Dragon Ball Z, where Goku is, well, for reasons kind of stated, he hasn't aged much, but his kids have grown up and have children, and it isn't based at all on the comic. But anyway, most people like Dragon Ball Z because it's more actiony. But I have to say I like Dragon Ball. It has more adventure, which it kind of lost, I think. So when it went to Dragon Ball Z, because it did focus a lot more on the fighting, and I like Dragon Ball Z quite well. Not saying it's anything bad, but I guess the basis of Dragon Ball, for again those don't know, there's these 7 balls that are called Dragon Balls because that's the name of the show. And if you gather these 7 balls together, you can summon a dragon, and the dragon will grant you any wish. Ooh, kind of a cool thing, and I'm assuming you can't wish for more wishes. I'm assuming. I don't know. They never tried that. I don't think they tried that. Pretty sure. But so whenever the dragon gets summoned and he grants the wish, the 7 balls fly off into the distance, and you have to gather them up again to be able to summon the dragon again. So now what's kind of the fun thing about Dragon Ball is that it was quite an adventure to get the 7 Dragon Balls together, and you wind up meeting a lot. They wind up meeting a lot of weird and crazy characters because of it, and a lot of the humor was just great in the original Dragon Ball, especially Master Roshi. Oh man, and Goku, he was hilarious in the original Dragon Ball as well. Master Roshi being incredibly perverted old guy, and Goku being a really naive, very naive in a lot of ways. Made for some really funny moments. And the action scenes, I think, in Dragon Ball, they don't last nearly as long, and aren't as, I guess, powerful as you know, Dragon Ball Z, but there's some really cool moments, really cool fighting moments of Dragon Ball that I really liked. Especially when people be underestimating Goku and he wind up proving them completely wrong. But anyway, yeah, so crap, I really can't think of a, I mean, one, as far as the humor goes, I am thinking of this one episode where Goku is fighting this ninja. I think he was called the Great Ninja Murasame, possibly, or something like that. Something along those lines, and and the guy was a bit of a goofball, and Goku was just being Goku. Well, for one thing, Goku has a monkey tail. Again, like I said, something about this seems like he may not be human. And also, he has this thing called a power pole, and no, that is not what I'm talking about. And at his command, it gets longer. And again, no, not what I'm talking about. It's his staff that I think he says power pole extend or something, and it can get quite long. And he uses that as a weapon. And I remember there's this one part where he's fighting a ninja. The ninja comes flying at him, and he puts the power pole out in front of him, and well, Ninja Murasame, he lands on the power pole with a very delicate part, where the power pole would be inserted, and went up his butt. Okay, he left himself quite open to a rebuttal there that he wasn't expecting. But so it was just stuck there, and he was moving around, and he accidentally hit the wall with the with the power pole, and he was just like tears streaming down his face. Goku was like, "You got a tail too." Yeah, that cracked me up. Yeah. I mean, there was much better parts. There was an episode where Helm and Master Roshi fought each other. That was pretty good. Crap, it's been so long since I've watched it. I'm having trouble remembering just a whole lot about it. As far as individual episodes or scenes. I mean, I know he fought Tien and he fought Piccolo. Those are pretty cool moments. Wouldn't say it'd be my favorite. I guess maybe the ninja thing is going. I'm going to state that as my favorite episode. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. That's what I'm going to have to say. So yeah. I'm going to end it here because I've said all I'm going to say. For you Dragon Ball fans out there, that well, this episode was for you, and if you're not into Dragon Ball, then I apologize. Hopefully, I worded it in ways that were still entertaining to you. If not, I'm assuming you've already quit watching, so I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call an episode here. How far am I now? I just want to get up here, kind of, sort of towards the top. 131,000. Very nice. I'm actually going to take you here. We went over 30 megabytes in this episode. Very nice. Alrighty. So, wow, this is really awkward saying the end. I can't do it. I got. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay, so I really do hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Farewell there.